I would say that this was the year that we took the jump into spec production and sales of short-term rental cabins or primary homes. So just feeling more comfortable, giving ourselves the courage, or myself the courage to make the jump, and feeling more comfortable that it is okay to take risks because we trust the market.
This podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on School and book your free consulting call.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Brandon Christoffer, who is the owner of MCHB, I'm sorry. Brandon, I haven't had a lot of cabin builders on the show, so I'm excited to hear about that. We've been on a tear with home services lately. And then I see that you are in Tennessee, the home of Dolly Parton. So my daughter will appreciate that. Well, man, tell us about your business, dude. Tell us how you guys got started and where it's at today.
Fun fact, my wife and her family went to same high school as Dolly Parton did.
Nice.
And she runs a great nonprofit called Imagination Library, and every month we get a book from her. And we're also
are part of that as well. We're big Dolly Parton fans over in our house.
Yeah, she's a great human. All right, so second generation builder. My father-in-law, Jeff, started building in the Smokies. We live in the East Tennessee region of the Smokies, or some people refer to it as Gatlinburg, but it's a whopping market of short-term rental tourism. So he started building back in 2004, and then we took over the business in 2022, and we've seen the market up and down with lots of changes since then. But generally, we focus on ground up new construction. And we try to make every investor's life easy to create a high-performing short-term rental property in the Smokies by doing design, developing, build, and then ultimately furnishing and decor. So we try to take the step from zero, helping them find land, all the way through furnishing and handing them the keys and even helping them get on a rental program. So that's what we've always focused on. It's had its changes, but the nature of it is always the same, what we've done.
So I'm always curious with businesses like yours, do most people come from in your state, or are they out of state buyers and snowbirds, kind of people that own property in other states?
Yeah, it's 95% snowbirds or out of state investors. We did some research and we see that mainly it's a couple metropolitan areas like Chicago, Atlanta, Miami, and then multiple cities in the LA region are primarily where our investors come from. So it's people that have money and are looking to create assets. Smokies is the most visited national park. We get about 60 million people a year, and the U.S. investors know that it's a home run market, so they bring their money here and try to find land. And we only build for clients at the moment, so we love kind of pouring into those relationships.
Does that make it easier for you to advertise? Like, are you able to do a targeted marketing campaign in Chicago? And if so, I'm curious, is it some sort of a paid ads campaign? Is it direct mail? Like, how are you typically getting your clients?
Yeah. So believe it or not, we haven't advertised much at all. With that history of the family, we've been very blessed to have a lot of kind of organic flow of inbound. So the only ads we spend on, or any paid marketing we do, is just paying a VA who helps run our socials. And most of our business comes from inquiries on the website or just referrals from friends or past clients or realtors. And for the volume we want to achieve, between 12 and 15 million a year in construction, we're able to do that without much Google ads. And maybe one day we'll have to, which we would know where to put it if we did, but we don't have to at the moment, which we're very blessed with.
That's awesome. I love that you have a VA. So that's one of the companies I own. I own a virtual assistant staffing firm. I'm just, a fan of using virtual assistants in general. I'm curious, how are you using them? And I talk to a lot of blue collar guys, and there's a lot of head trash and limiting beliefs around it. What kind of limiting beliefs did you have, and how has it been so far?
Yeah, I think the thing I struggled with the most was figuring out how to make that person's time productive.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it was relying on me getting what's in my mind and in my head out onto a process for this person. So we found Renato. He's El Salvadorian and has a great background in marketing and kind of process flows of sales and marketing. So we kind of meet bi-weekly and go over different goals I have. This person, Renato, manages all of our socials, website, Google Business Platform, or Google Business Profile, and then also kind of has created a flow of inbound leads that come through our contact us form to kind of bring it in and drop it into drip marketing with MailChimp. And he's designed all these processes for us. He's so intelligent and easy to communicate with. I don't really have any limiting beliefs. I just needed to try it, and I want to pride myself in being an entrepreneur and a builder who can look at new products and new ways of doing things, new materials, new processes. I'm not afraid to change, and I think we have to consider change as just part of the business, because a VA is a fantastic, very efficient way to do little tasks that I don't want to have to do, but that way our company can still benefit from it.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, I've been looking at El Salvador. We do mainly the Philippines, which is where everybody goes. But
Absolutely.
I've been looking for a good excuse to go surfing in Latin America. And if I had a pool of VAs in El Salvador or Costa Rica or something like that, I could go on a business trip,
right?
And check in on my staff. So, but I love that. So El Salvador, interestingly enough, I believe the English language is pretty high. The guy that runs the country has like cleaned up all the crime. They accept the American dollar, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So
yeah, you're all over it. I think the last 10 to 15 years have been a renaissance of culture there, with literacy rates in English very high. I think north of 80%.
Yeah.
So.
This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint.
Walk us through the economics of one of your deals. Like, is the average client coming to you and they want $1 million, luxury cabin, or is it what's the typical build, and what is all the kind of ducks that have to get in a row in order for you to do it?
Yeah, so it is a tough process, because what we're asking the client to do is to bring their own money versus traditional real estate. 90% of the market, at least I would say, is probably spec or what's sold on the MLS. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of catching in on the front end. Most clients tend to operate between the $800,000 to $2 million range. That's vague, but what we've been doing this year is a lot of 4, 5, and 6 bedrooms that are between 1.4 and 1.6. So front to back, basically the client finds us on some sort of referral website, social media. They either own land or they don't. If they don't own land, we help understand their criteria and overall kind of what their budget is. That way I can help guide selections, design, knowing all the things it's going to take to build it on the back end. So we go through a pre-construction services process to help identify all those things where we essentially take a retainer. And then as we move through land development and design, site planning, and then eventually architecture and structurals, interior design, and then estimating, all that happens on a retainer where we don't take any profit. We're just covering a financial handshake with a professional services agreement. So then we credit that back on the first draw of the construction agreement if we get to build. So the goal is just to get in financial bed together and start serving each other, start working together, finding a way to get to the build. And then, from there, it's really we go into our specialty. We love to build and design and furnish. So we do all of that in-house. We have an architect we refer to, but he does so much for us. He's only developing us or designing for us in the market. So we tend to call him in-house, but he's not. So that's really the only thing we're lacking in-house. But yeah, I love what we do, man. That's the typical flow of a client coming to us. And that can take anywhere from 10 to 15 months. If they have a lot, but no design, might take 2-3 months to design. And then typical construction is between 9 to 12 months for these bigger cabins.
Yeah. What is the biggest challenge your business is facing right now? Like, what's the biggest bottleneck or thing that's kind of keeping you up at night?
Yeah, truthfully, I think it's the future of short-term rental. There's some jurisdictional changes and market changes that are happening to both the wastewater side and the zoning and regulation sides, planning and zoning side. So I think the main thing that I want to continue to grow into is finding opportunities to build larger semi-custom or high-end spec developments of residential homes. And for me, that's my future. I love to build houses, whether it's a cabin in a short-term rental mindset or a primary residence. I think it's the same premise. Ours, we just do indoor pools, and a primary homeowner probably doesn't want an indoor pool, so that's the difference there.
Yeah.
But I think that's the biggest challenge. Bottlenecks are me, just being a small business owner. We have a small, intimate team, but a lot of things I do leave on my shoulders because we're in that gray line, in my opinion, of wanting to expand versus liking where we're at. Expansion and growth would look with more processes, more onboarding, new team. And I enjoy what I do, and I like building 8 to 12 really cool luxury cabins a year.
Yeah. What's one of the coolest cabins you've built? Was there was a unique feature or challenging piece of land to build on? Like tell us a story of one of the ones you've built.
I would plug it, and actually it's something I came in on the back end of when my father-in-law Jeff Harris was building. It's a rental called Dancing Fox Bavarian Lodge, and you can check it out on Airbnb or any rental website. It's probably one of the most luxurious, most custom cabins we've ever laid hands on. It was a mid $2 million build and took about 18 months. It's got a really cool custom epoxy floor that looks like gravel in this big false drive-in movie theater indoors. And this artist came in and created these 57 Chevy bench seats with old trucks and this big mural that makes it look like you're sitting outside. And man, just all the features in that home, from down to the selection of tile and this big copper tub, the views. It's in one of the most prestigious communities in the Smokies, which is called the Summit on Bluff Mountain. And I think that's the one I'd be most proud of, just because of the intricacy of the design. And there's not a place in that home that hasn't been intricately planned. It's really a beautiful place.
I love that. How are you guys integrating AI into your business right now?
Yeah, kind of preliminarily. I wouldn't say a whole bunch. Small things are just documents, research, combing of text, using Gemini or Claude to scan and break down information. I would like to speak about our construction management software called Resio. It's kind of the Builder Trend light. I think they're coming for Builder Trend. They're an up and coming company, but they have an internal AI agent inside of the software called Mason. So the beauty of building is it's all about data and tracking our numbers while we build. So we do estimations with a company called Builder Bid or Builder Pilot, and then that imports into Resio. So then as we're building, every penny we spend links back into Resio and it runs a live budget tracker as actuals versus our budget. So anytime I can ask Mason, which is AI, it can run reports, it can pull data and compare data. It can help project schedules and kind of take some of that monotonous tasking off of the manual input. So just a few tidbits. We have looked at different softwares like Acres. Acres is an AI land development platform that helps you find parcels that meet your criteria. I'm always looking for new software that helps maybe give up a leg up on competitive advantage for land acquisition or helping us build a tighter number towards our budget while keeping our quality high.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team.
What's next for the business? Where are you trying to be in 3 and 5 years?
I'd love to keep doing luxury semi-custom cabin builds for the existing clients, but eventually I'd really like to develop for myself and start selling on the market. We have some good opportunities with land that we currently own or have partners that own that, if I look back, I would say that this was the year that we took the jump into kind of spec production and sales of short-term rental cabins or primary homes. So just feeling more comfortable, giving ourselves the courage or myself the courage to make the jump and feeling more comfortable that it is okay to take risks because we trust the market, and to look back in 5 years and know that this was the year we took kind of the first jump from being a client builder to something that's on production where we carry the cost of. That's where I want to be in 3 to 5 years.
What's something we haven't talked about today that gets you fired up? Could be related or unrelated to business.
Yeah, that's good. Oh,
man, I'm still waiting for someone to give me a hot take that they have that no one shares. Like I ask this every show, like what's one thing? Someone needs to give me a hot take. I'm ready for that.
I've got 2.
Yeah, let's go.
It'd be controversial, man, but I used to look up to Mike Vrabel. I don't know what's going on with him, but
that's a mess. That's a hot mess right now.
Yeah. I'm a big Tennessee Titans fan, and you never know what's going on behind the media, but I have a lot of respect for the man, and I hope he can put his life in the right space and get right with his family and go Titans. I see the Smokies. The Smokies is a great market. We have fabulous views. I pinch myself every time, man. We're building literally on these mountainsides. Every job site we have is like the view people travel for. And that's the biggest thing for me is knowing I get to wake up every day and we're up in the mountains building, and not just that, building really cool stuff on top of mountains. That's why I want to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah. I know you said a lot of people bring their own money, but is it cost per head? Is it mostly retirees and people like looking for their, kind of retirement vacation home, or are younger people coming and doing like Airbnb arbitrage and things like that?
Bingo. Yeah. It's all sides of the spectrum. We have clients that are partnership groups that, put cash together and go drop a down payment, collateralize the land and drop a down payment, and then do a construction loan. There is some arbitrage where cash out refi one property to make a down payment for a new property, and they're all just kind of floating their cash flows. But it's all sides of the spectrum. There's under leveraged or over leveraged. There's people who build cash and just pay us a check weekly. It just really, it's amazing to see that the breadth of who all is attracted to investing in the Smokies. And we have some clients that are a secondary homeowner, and that's all they'll ever want to build is just a nice second retiree home. But primarily, it is for investment purposes.
Yeah,
Cash
I
flow.
love that. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad someone finally gave us a sports take. Yeah. Got to be dialed in on your marriage. You got to be. Marriage is a battle, dude. I mean, my wife and I have gone through some roller coasters, and
Amen.
yeah. I think about David in the Bible. He was a big repenter, but he was a big sinner, but he was a big repenter. And so, there's always an opportunity to turn, to acknowledge you made a mistake. I hope that's what he winds up doing. So
I agree. The passage in Genesis where it talks about how Eve was formed from the rib, below the heart and under the arm. Below the heart for close to love, and under the arm for protection. Your spouses should be who you hold most dear. And a lot of people come into a marriage with predispositions on how they were raised, or trauma, or baggage. And man, the biggest thing I've learned this year, talking on a more personal note, is it is a battle. And especially when you have children. We just had our first little baby boy in December 24. And man, all the stress has just increased. So if you're not tight in your marriage and you don't have a great friendship and trust and care and true appreciation to serve one another, then it won't get any better. So, if we need to protect that most, because our family is most important. And it's good to lead your family in the following of Christ and the way he would treat others. I think that's very important.
I love that, man. Well, if people want to learn more about who you are and what you do, where can they go?
Yeah. Website, socials, we're kind of mixed branded between Mountain Cabin and Home Builders, or MCHB. We have a cool link tree that shows it off. That's in my email and on our website. And you can always do the contact us form on our website. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Brandon, for coming on the show. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks, Andrew.